Weapons holds strong and returns to number 1 despite the arrival of Caught Stealing and The Roses. Plus, let's take a look at how massive Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is overseas, and how Jaws made waves with its 50th anniversary re-release. Now before we get started, please make sure to like and subscribe so you always know which movies are killing it at the box office. Now let's dive into the numbers. Weapons returned to the number 1 spot after briefly losing it to K-pop Demon Hunters last week. The horror hit pulled in another 10.2 million over the 3-day weekend, dropping just 34% from last weekend. Since this was also a holiday weekend, there are also 4-day numbers, but in this video we'll focus more on the 3-day estimates. Weapons has now made 132 million domestically and 232 million worldwide. It still has a shot at hitting 300 million worldwide, but with the arrival of The Conjuring 4 next weekend, it's looking unlikely. Now before we go deeper into the top 10, let's take a look at Demon Slayer Infinity Castle's box office. The movie is a phenomenon overseas. In Japan alone, it's made $200 million, and it's nearing $300 million worldwide before even hitting Latin America, the US, or Europe. It's also earned $35 million in IMAX alone, showing how this film is meant to be seen on the big screen and in premium formats. Right now, it's the 3rd highest grossing film in Japan, and it might even pass Mugen Train to take that number 1 spot. We'll definitely be taking a look at it when it arrives in the US in 2 weeks. Now let's take a look at the rest of the top 10. At number 2, Jaws returned for its 50th anniversary and made a whopping $8.1 million. And this beats other big re-releases like Titanic and Return of the Jedi. IMAX alone accounted for 21% of its total, which equals to $2.2 million from just 400 screens. At number 3 was newcomer Caught Stealing, debuting with $7.8 million. With a $40 million budget, this is a rough start, and its legs may not be the best as the film scored a B cinema score. The audience skewed male at 57%, with ages 18 to 34 making up 65% of the total audience. And premium formats helped, making up 22% of the opening. At number 4, Freakier Friday kept its strong run, making another $6.5 million in its 4th weekend, dropping a very healthy 25%. Domestically, it's at 82 million, and worldwide, it's at 130 million. It probably won't pass 200 million worldwide, but there's still a chance it can surpass the original's 160 million from back in 2003. At number 5, another new release was The Roses, making 6.4 million. That makes it the 3rd biggest opening for Searchlight, but still, it's not great. The film skewed female at 57%, and older as 46% of the audience was over 45. At number 6, The Bad Guys continues with its incredible legs, down just 7% in its 5th weekend with 4.7 million. Domestically, it's at 74 million, and globally, it's at 176 million. It will definitely pass 200 million, even though it may not reach the height of its predecessor, making 250 million. At number 7, Fantastic Four First Steps brought in 4.8 million, dropping just 21%. Domestically, it's at 265 million, and globally it has surpassed 500 million and has made 505 million. At number 8, Superman made another 3.2 million in its 8th weekend and dropped a healthy 24% despite the film being available on digital. Domestically, it's at 351 million, and globally it's at 610 million. At number 9, Nobody 2 continued to slide, making only 1.8 million in its 3rd weekend and dropping another harsh 51%. That puts it at 20 million domestically and 35 million worldwide. And rounding out the top 10, The Naked Gun made another 1.8 million, dropping 40%, which brings its total to 51 million domestically and 95 million worldwide. And that's your box office recap for the weekend, with Weapons leading the charge yet again, Jaws surprising everyone with a huge re-release, and Demon Slayer absolutely crushing it overseas. Let me know in the comments what movie, if any, did you see this weekend? And remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss next weekend's box office winners, where we'll see the arrival of another horror film, The Conjuring Last Rites. And as always, keep watching.